girls. July is going well. So let's get started on the July Mixed Media project. I am super excited about this one. I definitely wanted to try to squeeze another beach box in before the end of summer, so I'm so glad we were able to do that. So basically I am taking the stencil that is coming in everyone's box this month. It's just the same stencil, and I really like this stencil because it has so many different options. And as you will see, I will be using several of these options in this project. So right now I'm taking the crackle paste that you received in your box. You received two little bottles, both have white in them. The one that kind of has the consistency of icing, that is the crackle paste, and that's what I'm using here. And I'm taking the plastic palette knife that came in your box and spreading it on. The other little container that has the gesso in it, we really have not had to use it the last couple of months because these are pre-gessoed canvases. But now the month of May, those were not, so we did have to use those. But I also like to put them in there in case if you want to apply gesso to some of your other items that come in the box, maybe as a primer, to get them ready to paint on, or whatever it is you would like to do. see, I'm trying to speed up the drying time on this to get the best effect from the crackle paste. You do want it to air dry. Since I was kind of pressed for time and I wanted to be able to get this done in one sitting instead of 2 or 3, I just went ahead and dried as much of it as I could with the heat gun. So it's not going to have as much of the crackling effect. Probably as it sits, the next day, there will be more cracks that I will be able to see. And you could always add a little more paint or a little more water into it to kind of fill up inside the cracks. That's up to you, but I went ahead and I'm just gonna keep crafting, and we'll see how our project turns out. So when I saw this journaling card, I knew immediately that I wanted to tear the picture of the mermaid out and arrange it so that it looks like she's kind of sitting on this resin piece as kind of like a rock. And I really just love this picture. It's a really, really pretty picture. So I'm just taking some pop-up foam pieces. You can get these at the dollar store, a local craft store, Walmart. And I like to use these to lift everything up so that way it's not sagging, because I'm wanting to position her up next to the foam resin piece. So I want to sit the part of the paper up that's not going to be touching anything. And I also like to add it to different pieces throughout the project to create a layering effect so that everything is not one note or at the same level. Some things are a little higher than other levels. I like to do that. It adds more interest to your project. Lots more going on that your eyes can look at. So here I'm just kind of playing around with the layout, trying to figure out what die cut pieces or what journaling cards I'm wanting to pull from the collection to use for this layout. And sometimes I just kind of have to play with it a little bit to find out, what I like, what I don't like. I try not to play around with it too long. I try to just go with my instinct, I guess, or first thought, like, yes, I like this, or no, I don't like this is too big, or this is too small, and then go ahead and commit to it and start gluing everything down, because I'm the type where I could just sit all day and try to figure, okay, well, what's good enough to go in this spot. So doing these projects and these tutorials has really helped me to be able to shorten the amount of time that it takes to commit to something, to not play around with the layout as long as I used to, and to, if I like it, let's go with it. It's good enough. Let's just roll with it and start gluing things down, so that way we can work toward finishing our project and then seeing the final project, like what we created, what we made with our own hands. That is what is so fascinating and exciting about doing these projects. this is definitely my favorite part. I love the painting part of the projects, and I love to be able to get to this point on every project. And as I have mentioned in some of the other tutorials, I like to make it dark around the closest part around, the focal point, and then make it lighter as it goes out. So you'll see me where I'm adding a little bit of water, either to the canvas itself, just to kind of spread out the paint a little bit, thin it out, or I will be adding it in the little plate, just adding a little water there to kind of thin out the color to make it lighter. And then I'm also taking some of the paint and putting it up under the moss, because I don't want it to just be white under there. I want it to look like there is, more than one layer there. It's not just canvas and moss, but it's canvas, paint, moss. And then we will be adding some other embellishments to our layout to add more layers to, where it's not, it will be canvas, paint, moss, the little green cut glass. So all of these different elements will be added, and it will just add layers. And I'm really excited to see how this is turning out. this tutorial that it has really helped you either with your July subscription box or just crafting in general. If you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know below, or you can contact me directly, hannah@danagirlsdesigns.com. Thank y'all so much for watching and hope you have a great day.